So it's being reported by Joel Sherman that Hal isn't necessarily a big fan of the boos, but he's taking it in a positive way, and where he wants to show the Yankees once again that they could be a championship team. And he holds it like a coat of dirt. At least that's how Sherman says it. Just the relentless chorus of him being cheap and not caring is weighing on him in a way that he's kind of embarrassed on how the Yankees have been doing, especially lately. And yes, you can say that the Yankees have done better than the Dodgers or the Mets, who spent more than the Yankees last season, and at least they got further in the postseason than those guys. But we all know in the postseason, it's really, luck at the end of the day? You can make an argument that the Mets should have not been in that wild card series, and that they should have been in the position that the Phillies were and possibly making it to the World Series. And you can also make an argument that the Dodgers should have been there and possibly contending or have a great matchup against the Mets. And so really when it comes to the playoffs, sometimes it comes down to just luck. I mean, baseball is also like a sport where it's like you get a bloop hit and off of a great pitcher like Mariano Rivera and you win the World Series. It's just like sometimes just made out of luck at the end of the day. But I can see where Hal possibly has that chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove that the Yankees are still winners in the sense of championships. Because at the end of the day, that's what it means, right? To be a Yankee, it's to win championships. And I know for other teams, necessarily that's not the case. Yes, it'll be great, but hey, if we make it to the playoffs, that's amazing. When it comes to the Yankees, we're all known for winning championships, and we haven't done that. And it's been a while since we've done that. So with Hal saying this, or at least Sherman interpreting like this is what Hal is feeling, I mean, for me, that's a good sign that he's at least hearing the boos. He at least acknowledges that, hey, there's something wrong here and we got to do something different. And it's encouraging to also see the quotes of him saying, like, I have enough money for Judge and whoever or whichever other player there is that we need to get. And that's encouraging to see. As a Yankees fan, I get excited thinking of the fact that, yes, we have a better possibility of signing Judge now, and that possibly we will be able to get other players, and that the owner will be willing to do that. Because at the end of the day, we're the Yankees. We're one of the most well-known logos, teams, brands out there in the whole entire world. You go to Colombia, you go to Spain, you go to anywhere, you're going to see like a Yankees logo. And sometimes those people don't even watch baseball. They just like the logo, or they got the hat as a gift. It's just, you never see a Mets logo anywhere. You never see, I don't know, sometimes Dodgers you do, right? But you don't see a Seattle Mariners hat anywhere else in the world. It's very rare that you see any of that. It's because the Yankees make a bunch of money, and they're very well known. So the Yankees got to take advantage of that, and actually let's build on it, right? Like, who exactly would you guys want going forward on the roster? Like, now that Hal Steinbrenner is saying, hey, look, we're going to get Judge, and then let's see who else we can get after that. There's many different options in the market right now. For me personally, I think we should definitely get a really solid starter, another starter that can be solid. Because if we have another guy that can actually go out there and be a part of that three, meaning Cole and Cortez, that would be a game changer in the playoffs if we added another solid arm. We don't have to go crazy. We don't have to get a Justin Verlander necessarily. I mean, it would be ideal, but the guy is going to be commanding $43 million. And do you want another Scherzer on your hands? I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, we're the Yankees. We could afford it, right? But thinking what Hal's going to be doing, I don't think he's going to go that route. So maybe a Carlos Rodon could be a really solid option to be your number 2 or 3. And then we go into the playoffs even more solid. Yes, if you want to make a splash, let's get a DeGrom. Let's get a Verlander. Hey, I'm not opposed to that. Of course, those are solid guys. Let's do it. If we can, let's do it. But thinking realistically on what the Yankees could possibly do, I think that there's other options we can disperse that money in, right? So let's get at least one starting pitcher. Let's get a defined leadoff man, or someone that can at least add that extra pop in the lineup, and not necessarily home runs, but base running, stealing, contact hits, things like that is what's needed in this Yankees lineup. And I feel like a Trey Turner could do that, or even a Carlos Correa. I know some of you are opposed to having a Carlos Correa on the team, but he could fit perfectly at third base. Trey Turner could also work. We could put him at second or short, whatever the case may be. But either one of those two guys, Carlos Correa or a Trey Turner, I would be happy with either one of those guys. Yes, maybe a Carlos Correa because, he has that extra villain in him, and why not? But Trey Turner seems like a great guy, wants to play on the East Coast, solid guy, has the smoothest slide in all of MLB. If you haven't seen that, make sure to look that up. But any one of those guys would be great. And I'm not opposed to also having prospects like Volpe, Peraza up the middle. Let's say we trade a Gleyber Torres and then we use those guys up the middle. Great. We have Carlos Correa, move him to third. Great. Dump Donaldson, trade him, do whatever you got to do to get him off the books. Awesome. Let's do it. But I'm not opposed to also having prospects up the middle, which is something Hal Steinbrenner did mention, that he is looking forward to having the middle infield with those prospects. So could we see a Volpe? Could we see a Peraza up the middle, whether it's second base, shortstop, or they switch? Maybe Volpe can actually be a second baseman or a shortstop, whatever the case may be. Maybe they trade Peraza, who knows? But I'm not opposed to that either. If we get one solid player like a Carlos Correa or Trey Turner, I'll be happy with having the rookies up there. You saw what the Astros did with Pena. They let him struggle in the beginning. They let him get used to it. But if these rookies that are ranked number 1 or top 5 in all of baseball are really hyped up to what they are, and the Yankees player development is so amazing, as Hal says, then these guys should be able to perform in the major leagues really soon. And why not let them figure it out? Go out there, figure it out, and be our Pena to our New York Yankees. Let's go out there and have a Rookie of the Year season. Prove that the Yankees player development is so special and amazing. Why not? Let's try it out. I'm not opposed to that. Of course, let's get Judge back. Judge would be awesome to have back. And hopefully we're not going to play like a tremendous amount of money. I'm not saying like, hey, let's pay him limitless amount of money, because that would be really dumb business. And who would actually do that? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the Judge situation works out, especially now with the collusion or something between the Yankees owner and the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, talking about, that they made an agreement not to bid on Judge or whatever. Now MLB is investigating that. It's going to be kind of interesting how that plays out. But at the end of the day, I see Judge coming back to the Yankees, and now that we have Judge, we can focus on other stuff, which is what the Yankees are starting to, I feel like, build around the fact that we will get Judge back. Yes, we have backup plans on Brandon Nimmo or other guys like that, which could serve as a good, decent backup, but not really an Aaron Judge. And definitely Judge will, if he does come back, he will be the next captain, and he will be a forever Yankee, retired in Monument Park later on. Epic ending, epic story. He'll write a book, make a bunch of money. That's our guy. If we get him back, it's going to be awesome. We got Rizzo back already, so that's another great thing. But at the end of the day, what do we need as well? We need healthy arms in the bullpen. Yes, we lost a bunch of guys there that could have been essential going into the playoffs and helping us out. But guess what? We didn't have that last season, and that helped toward the Yankees losing the way they did against the Astros. So I say let's get a couple of strong arms in the bullpen. Clay Holmes and all those other guys, Loizaga, these guys are solid. But let's go out there and maybe get 2 more arms, solid arms that can be out there. And you got to be creative when it comes to relievers. You got to find that needle in the haystack out there in another team that maybe another team overlooked. And let's bring that guy over. Cashman did that great with Clay Holmes. Why not? Wandy Peralta, another great option that he did. Why not do that again? Let's find what other options. I'm not opposed to having a veteran reliever such as Kenley Jensen or someone like that to come on by. Definitely the loss of Chapman. We're going to need someone else there. 2 arms in the bullpen, I feel like can help us out a lot. And to top it off, finish off the outfield. Get me a Benintendi or a Yoshida, and let's talk about closing the deal when it comes to contact hitting guys. Brian Cashman says it, that they've been trying to make the Yankees into a more of a contact hitting team. So if that's the case, let's get a Yoshida. He's been hitting the ball constantly, less strikeouts. Yes, it's a risk with Japanese players, but hey, why not? If Benintendi is going to cost way too much and we're going to be spreading out our money anyways on different players, hey, let's get a Yoshida. Let's try it out. You're talking about $15 to $18 million probably you can get him every year and sign him to a 3-4 year contract. We got someone solid. Let's try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's get a guy that can actually hit, especially without the shift going on. I think that would be tremendous. If we could get Benintendi, let's get Benintendi. I'm totally down for that. But if he's going to be asking for too much, we already got Judge, let's say in this scenario, then let's not go crazy. Let's go out there, let's get a Yoshida, let's try something else. And worst case, we got Oswaldo Cabrera, who's another solid rookie that could fill in the needs that we need. Obviously, get rid of Donaldson, obviously get rid of Hicks, and then we're good to go. I think that would be a solid plan, and we would have a solid lineup going forward. Definitely, if Judge walks or goes away, it's going to look like a rebuild in a way, but I feel like Hal Steinbrenner is going to do everything possible to sign Aaron Judge because it makes him a bunch of money, one, and on top of that, it's also an ego trip. Hey, I got my guy back. I got him. You guys can't get him. We got the Judge chambers and all this stuff here. It's not going to change. So Judge coming back, awesome. And let's build around it, right? If Hal really wants to get this chip off his shoulder, which it seems like he does, and he wants Yankee fans to cheer him on, then it starts with spending some money, but in the correct way. He's not cheap. Hal isn't cheap, right? I mean, I don't know why people say that, but he spends money, but it's just the way that they spend money is kind of weird. On Donaldson, I mean, I don't need to keep going in on this, but on some of these players, it's just kind of like, all right, dude, you need to really manage your money a lot better, and let's get some better players, not just all based on analytics. Let's look at, like how Derek Jeter says, let's look at their freaking heartbeat. Let's see who this player is. Can they handle the pressure in New York? Do we think it's going to be solid? Let's look at that, too, and let's think about it, and let's say, all right, and let's spend this money, which Hal isn't cheap. He's spending a lot of money. Now let's spend it on the right players. And hopefully this offseason, that's what the Yankees can do. There's a lot of chances for Hal to redeem himself in the sense of the eyes of the Yankee fans, for Yankee fans to actually be like as proud as Mets fans are of their owner, Steve Cohen. If you were a Mets fan, I'm sure you're proud of your owner and say, hey, he's willing to do whatever it takes. That's our owner. Do a lot of Yankees fans feel that way towards Hal Steinbrenner right now? Totally not, at least in my opinion. No. Now, what can change that? By making the right moves this offseason and showing that the Houston Astros will not just, in the sense, be our daddy like a lot of comments are saying. It's hilarious, the comments. I love it, guys. Keep it coming. At the end of the day, Houston Astros fans will keep saying that, keep stating that, unless the Yankees do something. We got to do something. And Hal Steinbrenner, this is your chance to make something happen and show Yankee fans why you're the Yankees freaking daddy.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.